You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Well, I says to Jack Pershing, General, we're not gonna get no artillery support. They're dug in too deep. We'll have to enfilade them. That's what to do. We'll have to enfilade them to beat the band.
Frisby, when are you going to burn that mouth organ of yours? Or at least learn how to play it?
Well, it relaxes me. Well, Blackjack knew he was dealing with. He didn't call me old enfilade Frisby for nothing.
Horseradish. Where do you keep the horseradish, Frisby?
Top shelf.
Top shelf and ketchup?
Right in the back of the cash register. Well, next morning, we attacked up and down the line, and the rest is history. Smashed them to bits. 4.5 hours later, we're in Paris, and an hour later, we're in Berlin.
All for be my guest.
Frisby, you're the biggest liar ever set by a stove.
You doubting my word?
You can start with that. I'm not just doubting your word, I'm calling you a liar. How can you get from Paris to Berlin in 1 hour?
Find the sugar pat?
Yep, how about turnips?
All out? Get some in the morning.
We're waiting, Frisby. How do you go from Paris to Berlin in just 1 hour?
Well, that's what made the operation so fantastic. I did some reconnoitering and found a back route.
Well, that's interesting, Frisby. Except last week, you sat right in that dang chair and told us you were in the Blue Court over the Battle of Marne, where you shot down 3 German Fokkers with a pistol, and that you directed the artillery so that the Marines could win.
Well, I did. I did indeed. But that was a year later. Let's see, that was April 1917. Looks like rain. Tell by the clouds. Always tell by the clouds. You see that big job up there? That's a stratocumulus of pockets. You ladies know anything about meteorology?
Here we go again.
Can't say that you do, Frisby.
Well, I can say that I do. Majored in at the University of Wichita. Got my doctorate. Wrote a thesis at the age of 13 that still uses standard text. Meteorology and you, it's called. Folks that know say it's the most scholarly treatment in the subject of the history of the field. Oh, Cumulus Frisby.
Cumulus Frisby?
Cumulus Frisby. This guy's a meteorologist. Well, then I'm Vice President Johnson.
What did you say, Lyndon?
All finished, Frisby. Want to add it up?
No, you go ahead and do it for me, Pat. Pencil and paper right there on the counter. Do it by hand only. I had a kind of busy day and I'm all pooped. Say, I ever tell you ladies about the time I gave a demonstration on computer machines? 18 of them lined up in an auditorium. 133 figures, 8 digits apiece. Now, no pencil or paper, mind you, all in the head. Folks just came from miles around.
What happened?
I didn't think anybody would ever ask.
Well, 4 of them broke down from overwork. 2 of them came up with the incorrect answer, and I beat them all by 21 seconds. Or Archimedes Frisby, they call it.
That's it. Frisby, I can't take anymore. You know, I wouldn't mind if you were a bright liar if there was just some type of logic to it. But daggone, the way you tell it, you'd have to be 200 people living in 100 different places in 12 periods of American history.
Hallelujah and amen.
Now who could that be?
Customers, most likely.
You just said a nasty word. That's a nasty word. You know the only industrious thing about Frisbee's whole body is his mouth.
Easy, easy, I'm coming.
The reluctant gentleman with the sizable mouth is Mr. Frisby. He has all the drive of a broken camshaft and the aggressive vinegar of a corpse. As you've no doubt gathered, his big stock in trade is the tall tale. Now, what he doesn't know is that the visitors out front are a very special breed, destined to change his life beyond anything even his fertile imagination can manufacture. The place is Pitchville Flats. The time is 1962, but Mr. Frisbee's on the first leg of a very fanciful journey into a place we call the Twilight Zone.
Do you want gas or something?
That's the idea.
Why ain't you pour it yourself?
Well, as a matter of fact, we're not too accustomed to these rear engine jobs.
Oh, you're not? Well, as a matter of fact, I'm the one responsible for them.
You developed them, did you?
Oh, indeed I did. Got a phone call one day from Henry Ford asking me to fly out to Detroit, and I did. And in 48 hours, I developed the first rear engine automobile. Ma'am, you're looking at the granddaddy of the American automobile. Right after I finished up that designing job, Henry Ford said to me, rear engine, what he always used to call me, oh, rear engine Frisbee. Rear engine, you're an automotive genius. And I couldn't very well argue with him on account of he was telling the truth. Do you want it filled up?
If you don't mind.
Not at all, not at all.
It's right under there.
I know, I'll put it under there.
This is the man.
Frisbee, is that his name?
Frisbee, an incredible specimen. Done everything, knows everything, studied in most of their major universities, holds a doctorate in at least 8 fields. Obviously a key man.
Water and all okay?
I believe they are, but you might check them.
Might as well while I'm here. Well, that'll be $1.80. $10.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, yes, $10. Mm-hmm.
You folks from around here?
No, we're from quite a ways off.
Well, if you folks gonna drive a spell, we better check in someplace before you get started. Those some mean old looking clouds. Looks like it's gonna rain.
You can tell when it's going to rain.
Tell? Rain? Ma'am, I can tell when the humidity drops 1/2 of 1%. I can predict fog, smog, rain, hail, sleet, and snow 24 hours before it happens.
Mr. Frisbee, we wonder if
We'll very likely be seeing you soon, Mr. Frisbee.
And I hope you do. Now remember what I said about that weather now. Go check into a motel or someplace till it blows over.
We'll probably do that. Thank you again, Mr. Frisbee.
Well, auto gas.
Why? Did they actually believe what you were saying?
No, just kind of odd. Handed me a $10 bill like they know what it was.
Well, how come you didn't tell them you were Alexander Hamilton? And that's your picture on it.
That's one of the few things I ain't heard him claim. I'll see you tomorrow, Frisbee.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Frisbee.
Okay, Pat. Well, it's 5 o'clock. Seems like a reasonable hour to close up.
Mr. Frisbee.
For Frisbee here.
Mr. Frisby, if you walk out of your store and head east down the highway for 200 yards, you'll have quite an adventure.
How's that?
You're not frightened, are you?
Me? Frightened? Stonewall Frisbee? Why, Dwight David Eisenhower said to me when I was the first man to climb into a landing craft headed for the French coast, and that was June 6, 1944. Stony Ike said, you lead the invasion. There'll be German U-boats, Stuka dive bombers, mines, coast artillery, but you can do it.
Exceptional. Well,
I don't think I better take that walk. Looks like rain.
then you are frightened. We had thought that you'd be the one man willing to take almost any risk.
Well, that very well may be, but may I ask who was saying all this?
If you walk down the road as I suggested, you'll find out.
Well, rain or no rain, I never was one to duck a little excitement. Who are you?
You'll find out.
All right, let me get my things put away first.
That won't be necessary. You won't be coming back. Come right ahead, Mr. Frisby. We're waiting for you. That's right. We're waiting for you inside. Impressed, Mr. Frisby?
Impressed? With this rinky-dink? This looks like a flea on a dog compared to the one I designed for the United States Space Agency. And that was back in 1951. Old rocket thrust Frisbee, they called me.
Please, Mr. Frisby, be so good as to enter.
How are you, Mr. Frisby?
Welcome, Mr. Frisby.
How do you do?
Yeah, movie prop, ain't it? That's what this is, ain't it? One of them Hollywood things advertising one of them flying saucer pictures or something, ain't it?
In a word, Mr. Frisby, no. This actually is a flying saucer. And we, my colleagues and I, are from another planet.
Woo-wee! Man, last time I saw something that looked like you, I was 4 days on the corn jug. What I thought I saw then still look better than you do now.
You'll become accustomed to our appearance, Mr. Frisby, much as we've allowed ourselves to become accustomed to yours.
I gotta be going.
Correction, Mr. Frisby. You are staying. So why don't you relax and be comfortable?
So, what do you folks want to know about?
Your research in liquid propellants.
Oh yeah, liquid propellants. Mixed first batch that myself in my cellar. Folks from the hometown said I should have ran for Congress on account of I got the country back in the space race. Now, there's one thing I ain't. That's egotistical. I feel it is a man's patriotic duty to invent a liquid propellant if he has a mind to. And well, I was a mind to. Man. Y'all. Ooh. Next question.
Were there any universities that you visited?
Well, that happened too. I got a degree at 38 major universities of advanced schools of higher learning. Got a Rogue scholarship too. But I had to turn that down on account of I wouldn't buy to the queen. Well, that should take care of all your questions. It's getting late. Got to get home for supper. I'll be going.
I gather you don't quite understand the situation, Mr. Frisby.
How's that?
You're not going home for supper. You shall have supper here.
Here?
Precisely. In about, well, 14 minutes by your measure of time, we shall be departing.
Departing from where to where?
From here to our planet. You see, Mr. Frisby, our assignment here was to secure a representative Earth species, hopefully the most brilliant we could find. There is no question that your accomplishments are far and away more extensive than those of any other human being on Earth.
Mine? Frisbees. Now wait a minute. I'm just a country boy with a big mouth.
Oh, come now, Mr. Frisby, you do yourself a terrible injustice. We know all about you and your accomplishments.
Accomplishments? Well, I guess it's just because y'all know now is later. Only accomplishment I have, y'all evidently overlooked. And that is, I'm the gall darndest liar that ever hit the pot. I spin the biggest yarns west of the Rockies, and I don't mean exaggeration. I mean lies. L-I-E-S. Lies. Do you get it?
Mr. Frisby, there are some terms that we cannot relate to our own language. This word lie that you mentioned.
You're telling me that anything I say just goes without saying it's the truth. Hence, everything I've told you, you believe. Hence, you're gonna take me up to your planet and put me in a cage.
Hardly that, Mr. Frisby. It won't be a cage. But we will have to naturally confine you, much as we do the other specimens that we collect.
Mr. Frisby, we have a marvelously entertaining Venusian. He sings on 8 different pitches simultaneously and accompanies himself with his tail.
Now wait a minute. I'm a bona fide American citizen. I have my rights. And furthermore...
Please contain yourself, Mr. Frisby, now. Since we shall be departing very shortly, you have your choice of supper now, or perhaps you'd prefer waiting. What will be your pleasure?
Pleasure? My pleasure to punch you right in the jaw.
Feeling better, Mr. Frisby? We shall be departing in 5 minutes.
Well, I'll say one thing. You sure are built hard.
Fortunately, we are, Mr. Frisby, by your standards.
You mind if I relax a little?
That horrible sound!
Well, I was planning on giving a concert on this Sunday. Do you have harmonicas on your planet? Now you better scat. They don't call me Mile a Minute Frisbee for nothing.
We best get out of here before he warns the others.
Surprise!
What's going on here?
What do you mean what's going on here? Why, it's your birthday. This is a surprise party. Here, sit down.
The presents. Give them the presents.
I've been waiting for this all day. Come on, Frisbee. Open it up, come on.
Yeah, read it out loud.
Yeah, read it, Frisbee.
Mr. Frisbee, for the first time in his life, is at loss for words. I'll read it for you. To the world's greatest liar, Mr. Somerset Frisbee, presented by his friends on the occasion of his 50th birthday.
Go ahead, Frisbee. Make a speech. I've been waiting all day for this.
Yeah, come on, Frisbee. Read us one of them real whoppers.
Yeah, like, where have you been the last couple of hours? Did you invent something? Did you go to the moon?
You ain't very far wrong. Know who them ladies was out there in that car? Why, I tell you who they was. They's from outer space. Now, you wait a minute. tell the truth. I don't know how they did it. They whooshed me right through there and they was gonna kidnap me. But this the truth. Honest. You know how I got away? I pulled out my harmonica, blew a couple chords, and they fainted dead away.
Oh, what did I tell you? Ain't he the perfect limit?
He sure is.
But this the truth. They had ugly written all over their faces. They had magical powers. They said,
Mr. Somerset Frisby, who might have profited by reading an Aesop fable about a boy who cried wolf. Tonight's tall tale from the timberlands of the Twilight Zone.